What's up? What's up? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. How you doing, Brian Sugar? See you in here. Everybody else is listening. Give y'all some time to come in. Um, Non-stop grinding. Be sure you hit that like button. Also sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit them notifications too, so that you're able to get all of my content. And be sure that you're sharing this video too as well. Okay, I want to appreciate all of my subs that's been rocking with me, both the new subs and of course my day ones. I thank y'all for continuing to rock with me. Go ahead, go ahead. Up in here getting all frustrated with that. Yeah, he trying to honk at me, trying to start something. Let me go ahead and get this started right now, man. As promised, I said that I was gonna come with this video regarding Michael Jordan and his weaknesses. Okay, and while I am a Jordan fan, I'm not naive and I'm not so biased to think that he didn't have any weaknesses. Okay, and I think many people they probably do know what Jordan's weakness is, but many of y'all would be fairly surprised as to what weaknesses Jordan did have. Okay, now the common misconception is that Jordan had no weaknesses. That's not the truth. Okay, of course that's going to be the narrative that's always pushed. Every player had weaknesses. It's just a difference. Even Jordan said he had weaknesses, and he even came out and he said, "I have weaknesses. I just knew how to hide them." He has said that. Um, Michael Jordan's weakness was ball handling. Okay, he was not a very good ball handler. He, I mean, he was to me he was a little bit above, like I would say, average to above average. Okay, now I'm not talking about it in terms of him crossing people up and all of that sort of thing. Okay, now when they talk about him going left, that's a common misconception that he could not go left. But in terms of him actually handling the rock and being a good ball handler, and ball handling being his flaw, Kenny the Jet Smith, who played basketball with Michael Jordan at the University of North Carolina, he even had talked about this ever since Michael Jordan was in college, about Michael Jordan's weakness in terms of his ball handling. Now, without a doubt, Michael Jordan did work on it. He did become a better ball handler. But if you go back and you really go truly look at Michael Jordan, because I mean, he did play point guard one season, so he had to be somewhat of a decent ball handler. I mean, a lot of people have this notion that he was so great of a ball handler and stuff like that, but he was decent enough to make sure that the ball got over the timeline. Okay. Now I'm not trying to compare him to like a Kyrie Irving or some of the great point guards and slash combo guards out there that have the greatest handles in the world, like AI and Tim Hardaway, Kyrie. Well, I already said Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, uh, CP3, just to name a few. Okay, of course he's not going to be on that level because Michael Jordan was not a point guard. His position was to play the two. Okay, well, he was naturally a two, but he could pretty much whatever position that you needed him to play. Michael Jordan was just seen as a basketball player. That's what even Bobby Knight has said. But he wasn't that was his one weakness. That's why I've always said that a guy like Kobe Bryant, he actually was a better ball handler than Michael Jordan. Okay, but in the half court, because he really didn't want to waste too much time dribbling. That wasn't his thing. He didn't want to waste too much time dribbling. He just wanted to hurry up, get to his spot, maybe 1-2 dribbles or whatnot, and then go ahead and score the ball. Okay, that was his point of attack. He didn't want to waste too much time. That's why I like a good drill for like a lot of you young cats out there that's still hooping and stuff. I would recommend a drill like two dribbles, and that's basically where you have 2 dribbles to make your move, and if you dribble more than 2 times, then you got to give up the ball, okay? Because that's the point, that's the object, to make as little dribbles as possible in order to get to the bucket and score your basket or whatever in a one-on-one situation. But yeah, MJ, he wasn't all that great of a ball handler, but yet I still have him, as my shooting guard and also as my favorite player or whatnot. I'm able to keep everything objective about Michael Jordan. And then also what you also have to realize too is 9 times out of 10, Michael Jordan wanted to run either that right side or that weak side in order to catch the lob. He was better at catching the lob. Now, no doubt he would dribble, from coast to coast or whatnot. But that was to get to the basket. Now, did he crossing people up and all that other stuff? Very, very, very rarely. You never really seen him cross people up like that. You've seen him use the in and out. He'll go between the little shake and bake, or even like little rocket step or whatnot. But in terms of like the change of pace and all the hesitation and stuff like that, that wasn't really in Jordan's arsenal like that. You know what I'm saying? In terms of ball handling. So that was Jordan's weakness right there. I know a lot of people just think, oh yeah, he had trouble going left and all of this other stuff, but it wasn't that he had trouble going left or anything like that, because that's a skill that he actually worked on. He worked to become a better ball handler though. A pretty decent ball handler. Now, has he had the ball stolen from him? Yeah, of course. Okay, but it was very rare. It was very rare that he did. You know what I'm saying? But Jordan would get the ball stolen from him. Sometimes he would get the ball stripped from him. Especially, I was just talking about yesterday when he ran into a guy like the great Joe Dumars, who was a tremendous defender, and didn't need to do all that fouling and hand checking to stop Jordan. Did he hand check? Yeah, but he actually was a tremendous defender by just utilizing his feet and having fast feet or whatnot. So Michael Jordan, man, he definitely had that weakness in terms of him being a not so great ball handler. He wasn't all that great as far as ball handler, but he's still considered the GOAT in a lot of people's eyes. And what inspired me to actually do this video was about all this talk about Jordan, him being, what did he say? We done with the '90s and all of this other stuff. I mean, that's what prompted me to do this video, because now everybody is trying to, pick apart Jordan's weaknesses or whatnot. Well, we could pick apart weaknesses in every single player, or who you consider a great player. You could pick apart their weaknesses too. It's just that, of course, Jordan is, guys like Jordan and LeBron and Kobe and all of these other guys who were considered GOATs or whatnot. They're gonna pick apart their games because their game is magnified and it's always paid attention to. So of course they're gonna see Jordan going left, and he might have committed a turnover, or he was trying to just finish right or something like that, and then they're automatically gonna assume, okay, well, Jordan doesn't have no left hand, and that's all they want to do, is they want to pinpoint their focus all on that. But Jordan did have a left hand, but he wasn't the greatest ball handler in the world and all of that. He just wasn't. He wasn't. Now was he like losing the ball and sloppy with it and all of that? No. Okay. But for that era, you have to understand too that shooting guards weren't, you had to make the shooting guard position. You had to make your move, especially in the half court. Now, what you're essentially taught, yeah, the shooting guards can go ahead and take it coast to coast or whatnot, which is what Jordan did. But way back when when a shooting guard got the rebound, or small forward got the rebound or whatnot, you had 9 times out of 10 you had to look for your one. You had to look for that point guard, and that was going to be your primary ball handler. That's just the way the game was played. But now they're gonna try to subject everything. They're gonna subject Michael Jordan to not being supremely skilled, because now you have all of these guys. You got a guy like Jokic just handling the rock. Yeah, what's up with it, Ted? I see you in here, bro. Glad you in here, man. You got a guy like Jokic that's handling the rock. You got guys that are 7 feet. You got Joel Embiid that's handling the rock. Pretty much like Paul George was saying, everybody on the court is either handling the rock, or you got Miles Turner handling the rock. And Miles Turner is like 7 foot something. Okay, but back in those days, it was like, okay, you had to look for your point guard, whether it was Terry Porter, whether it was Kevin Johnson, whether it was Magic Johnson, whether it was Tim Hardaway, whether it was John Stockton or whatever. They were looking for that guy. And 9 times out of 10, Jordan was trying to run wide because he was so fast. Now, he was faster than pretty much everybody because he ran like a 4.3. Okay, so he was automatically sprinting down the court. And also, another thing is that he didn't really need to showcase his handles that much, because you're talking about a guy that led the league multiple times in steals, 3 times steals champion. So a lot of his points were coming off of breakaways. And you don't need to do no fancy dribbling in order to make your move all the way to the basket out in the open floor. That'd be dumb. Right, exactly. And I keep telling people you have at least you have a number of guys on the Denver Nuggets that can light you up every single night, if not all of them. All of them can be in double figures. Some of them, you might have multiple. You have might have some guys that might have double doubles, especially when you consider a guy like Gordon, who can get you a double double in both points and rebounds. When you got a guy in Jamal Murray, double double when you consider points and assists. When you consider a guy like Jokic, who could get you a triple double, whether it's points, rebounds, or assists. Yeah, he's creeping up there. He's creeping up there. He definitely listen. Jokic is becoming a something like a phenomenon. Something like a phenomenon. Yeah, I'm on my LL. I'm over here licking my lips and stuff like LL and shit. But man, like Jokic, Jokic is something, man, that we really haven't seen. Now, have we seen a guy his size actually be able to dribble and stuff like that? Yeah. Uh, Wilt Chamberlain was able to dribble. Now, was Wilt Chamberlain constantly bringing up the ball and stuff like that, like how Jokic is? No, but Wilt Chamberlain could get the ball and go coast to coast. You know what I'm saying? And he was so long, and it's rumored that Wilt Chamberlain could actually jump from damn near the 3-point line. Okay. Yeah, something like a phenomenon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he definitely is. If he wins another ring, you got to think that's going to put him in the category of back to back. That's going to put him in the category of back to back. Now you're creeping up on you're creeping up on a handful of big men that have been able to repeat. You're talking about a guy like Kareem who has repeated. You're talking about Shaquille O'Neal who has repeated. You're actually three-peated. You're talking about Bill Russell who has won multiple titles in a row. But if you want to just say repeat, yeah, because he's done it back to back. But he's done it way more than that. Okay, so you creeping up into history. Even with Chris Bosh, I still put Chris Bosh in there because he's still considered a center. Yeah, and Wilt Chamberlain actually led the league in assists. He led the league in assists, but they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. But like I said, man, Jordan's weakness was ball handling. Everybody will tell you that. It's no knock on Jordan. It's I mean everybody had their various weaknesses. Um, D Wade, another guy that I like watching just playing ball. Okay, I don't like what he does off the court. Okay, but in terms of playing ball, uh, uh, D Wade, he was not known to be that great of a 3-point shooter. Okay, he wasn't that great. He wasn't that great of a 3-point shooter. Um, but he could stop and pop on the mid range. But when he needed to hit the three, then he would. A lot of people don't even consider D Wade that good well, I ain't gonna say that good, but they would say that he was lacking in terms of the half court. 55, 25, 15 blocks, and 12 assists. Yeah, yeah, a quadruple double. That's what they call it, a quadruple double. Just insane athleticism and just natural giving uh, fundamentals, man. Yeah, man, and um, it's a shame that Wilt is getting not. It's like they're exiting Wilt out of pretty much everything, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing that to several other players. But that's why we have this channel, Ted. That's why we got a guy like the brother Too Raw. That's why we got a guy like the brother Ticket. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got a guy like our old head T Price. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have those guys, man. So we could go back and we could go dig into the archives because a lot of people they tend to forget. You got Wilt Chamberlain over Kareem. Yeah, some people do. My center is Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, if I would have grew up watching Wilt Chamberlain and just hearing about some of the things, I would actually put. I mean, I'm sorry about that. Wilt Chamberlain over Hakeem. Uh, One reason is because if they would have counted blocks back then, of course, it probably would have been Wilt Chamberlain. It could have been it could have been a toss up between Chamberlain or Russell, and who would have been the all time leader in blocks. Between those three, I think Chamberlain, Russell, and then of course Kareem. But of course, I'm not taking anything away from either one of them. Some people were saying that Wilt Chamberlain was more dominant than Shaq. Some people were saying that, and that he was stronger than Shaq. You know, but I'm gonna tell you something though, Ted and Brown Sugar. Look, I don't I don't want my and look, this is gonna trip you out when I say this. I really don't need my center and my power forward. I don't need them to be big scorers. Okay, I've said this many times before. That's one of the reasons why I don't have I got a guy like Dennis Rodman as my starting power forward. I don't need my power forward to be the I don't need the offense to run through him, and I definitely don't need the offense to run uh, through my center. Okay, I definitely don't need the offense to run through my center. Hakeem Olajuwon, yeah, he was phenomenal, but believe it or not, that's not the primary reason why I have Hakeem there. I got Hakeem because he was a tremendous shot blocker. Oh, give you Shaq over Kareem. Well, he Hakeem swept Shaq, so um, I mean he would murder Shaq, especially when before Shaq had got with the before Shaq had got with the Lakers. We saw the damage that Hakeem was able to do to Shaq. We saw the damage that he was able to do to Ewing. We saw the dominance that Hakeem was able to do against, like a guy like Alonzo Mourning. Hakeem was killing everybody, man. David Robinson or Bill Walton? Um, I'll probably go with David Robinson. Now Bill Walton was a bad boy before the injuries, though. Okay, I know people probably they look at Bill Walton. They looking at Bill Walton in the Celtics days. Him coming off the bench and all of that stuff. But nah, man, Bill Walton was that guy, man. Especially, man, I think he had a better college career than he did an NBA career. But I got David Robinson because David Robinson was considered, um, you know, they actually had never seen anything like David Robinson before. People got to remember David Robinson was handling the rock too, as well. Now he wasn't doing it as much like that. You know what I'm saying? But David Robinson was athletic. He was really in good shape. Of course, he went to the Navy and stuff like that. Could run all day and stuff. And he had a nice little shot. It wasn't the best looking shot or whatever, but David Robinson could actually shoot. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he was left-handed too. I still remember him putting up 71, man. I still remember David Robinson putting up 71 points. But David Robinson, he did have moves, but guess what? Guess what, Ted? He ran into Hakeem. And also the knock on David Robinson too is that he didn't win until Tim Duncan, the great Tim Duncan, had got there. So that's why that's that's we gotta look at that sort of thing. It was uh it was David Robinson. He was able to get a ring because of Tim Duncan. Nah, he was a baller, and he played good defense too. David Robinson was a good defense. What's up with it, Ryan? I see you in the building. Yeah, 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 yeah. To get the scoring title. Yep. That's what I was saying. That they was. I remember that day like it was yesterday. It was all on Sports Center. They were competing, and that's when Shaq was in Orlando. But and another reason why I don't have Shaq over a guy like Hakeem, because Shaq wasn't as good defensively. He wasn't even as good at defensively as David Robinson. Shaq never led the league in rebounds, and Shaq never led the league in blocks. Sean Elliott, man, before the kidney situation. I don't know what it is, man, about basketball players and the kidneys. Because you had Alonzo Mourning that had kidney issues, man. But yeah, Sean Elliott, man, that was my. Hey, I used to like Sean Elliott, and I hated that happened to him too, because he ended up. Because he was with the Spurs, and then I remember him going to Detroit, and of course Avery Johnson. I like the way Avery Johnson he talked like a pastor. He talked like a pastor. Well, praise God, brother Ted, and brother Ron. Today we're gonna come to you and have a word of prayer. You said Shaq would come in the Shaq. Yeah, Big Macs. Yeah, listen, man. I don't I don't I don't like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you got Shaq would constantly be injured, man. He would constantly be injured. Basketball. Yeah, like I like Avery Johnson. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He was a good point. Right. He's even a good coach too. I like um when he was doing his thing at Alabama. But yeah, that's why I don't have Shaq up there on the list. But hey, to each is everybody own. One thing that can't really be duplicated, man, is how dominant of a force that Shaq was, arguably between him and Wilt Chamberlain. But the thing about it is that Shaq He's got the hardware, you know what I'm saying? But at the same token, we have to understand who Wilt was running up against back in those days. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he preaches all the time. I think him and Mark Jackson would have, they would be good at having church. You have Avery Johnson. You have Avery Johnson as the pastor, and then you'll have Mark Jackson. He'll be the associate pastor. You know what I'm saying? Or he'll be the reverend or something. Yeah, man. Bill Walton. Yeah, he's having some health issues right now. That's why he's not able to. That's why Bill Walton isn't able to call the game. He's having some health issues now. I don't know if it's major or minor, but he's not going to be able to call the games. I think going forward, in during this time of March Madness. Yeah, that's the only thing that he could do is commentate because he sure couldn't coach. Like, what trips me out, man? Hubie Brown, man, he talked about all this stuff that he would do and stuff, man, but he was never successful as a coach, man. Appreciate it, Brown Sugar. No, we like picking your brain too. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something about sugar, brown sugar, bang. Listen, brown sugar be having some info. If you go back and you go listen to my older videos, like when it was Polo Sports Talk and ENT, Brown Sugar would light the panel up. She wanted them. Hey, she wanted them best kept secrets, man. She wanted them best kept secrets, man. You know what I'm saying? And then she'll let loose on your ass if you if you let her. I put my money on Brown Sugar up against anybody, right? I put her up against anybody in the LDBC. But you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win an argument against a woman anyway, so you might as well just stop. You might as well stop while you ahead. You had alone a debate. So you got Murray over Tatum. I right now, uh, the big thing is though is can Murray lead a team though? And I like Murray. I don't want people don't get it twisted. Murray should have been an all-star right now. But can you rely on Murray to carry a team? God forbid if Jokic goes down. God forbid if they're short-handed. Can Murray carry the team? Because that's what I'm looking for. You know, it's okay to be a part of a 1-2 punch and then you're there all the time. You know what I'm saying? You rarely hear about Jokic in games and all that. He always shows up. Okay, he's old reliable. But can you rely on a guy like Jamal Murray when it's all said and done? Because with Kobe, you could. And I'm talking about 1-2 punches. See, when Shaq went down, okay, when Shaq went down against when he went down against Indiana, you could rely on Kobe to come through. And I'm talking to you Lakers fans, you Ron and you Ted. Y'all remember that. When Shaq went down, what did Kobe do? Hey, all right, don't even worry about it. I got it, big fella. All them times that Shaq got injured, guess what? Kobe would come through. And more often than none, he would come through and he would carry the load. That's what I want to see out of Murray. Look at that. Don't try to sweeten it down, Brown Sugar. She like, I communicate. Girl, you be cooking the shit out of people. Stop it. Yeah, they did. You know, the whole supporting cast, but what I'm talking about though, Ted, is I'm talking about like when we're talking about a 1-2 punch. We're talking about Kobe, okay? Yes, Rick Fox did his thing. Don't forget about Robert Horry now. Don't forget about Horry. Hey, look. Hey, some of the fellas, man, they be getting on me, saying that I said that Robert Horry should be a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? I have said that, man, because Robert Horry, look, y'all got to think, man. What you, I forget what, it was the 01. I think it was the 01. If it wasn't for Robert Horry, y'all wouldn't have no ring. In my eyes, he is. A lot of people don't feel like Michael Cooper is a Hall of Famer. I do. They were so similar, man. Like Robert Horry, man, and I know a lot of people they try to challenge me on this or whatever. But you got to think about it like this, right? Yeah, the numbers ain't gonna jump out at you at all, okay? But Robert Horry was an impactful player, man. Yeah, hey, look, Robert Horry could, hey, I think people, hey, Ted and Ron and Brown Sugar, people think like Robert Horry is like 6'5" or something like that, right? You do realize that Robert Horry is 6'10", 6'11", right? I want y'all to know that Robert Horry is like 6'10", 6'11". You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I'm saying. He could do so many things. There was times when Robert Horry would slide in occasionally and play the center position. Every once in a while, you didn't see it that much. But 9 times out of 10, he was playing that small forward, power forward. You know, Robert Horry would handle the rock every now and then. Robert Horry would pick up on the best defenders sometimes. Robert Horry knew how to switch off. He knew how to read the pick and roll. Robert Horry could steal the ball. Robert Horry was a big shot maker. That's why they call him Big Shot Bob. Robert Horry would dunk on your motherfucking ass, all right? Robert Horry could catch an alley-oop. Robert Horry could do pretty much everything. Swiss Army knife, the same thing as Michael Cooper. That dude is long. I seen him at the All-Star game. I seen him at the All-Star game and I seen him at the Riverwalk in San Antonio because you know he played in San Antonio. When he bumped the shit out of Steve Nash. Man, you and these quizzes, Ted. Um, I don't know. That's a tough one, man. The only reason I'm gonna choose Grant Hill and Jason Kidd is because they were co-rookie, uh, co-rookies of the year, NBA co-rookies of the year, and that's something that we've never seen before. Excuse me. I mean, they were wrong, but it would have been a better way for them to handle that. And then also, I like Kyrie and everything. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. He hit the shot and all that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, he wasn't winning. He hasn't won anything since. You know what I'm saying? You. Oh, wait. Hold on one second, guys. Um, let's talk about Jermaine O'Neal right now. Um, people got to. Ron Artest had came out and he has stated that Jermaine O'Neal should have won MVP in 2004. As you know, in 2004 they had made the Eastern Conference Finals. We all know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine O'Neal was a beast, man. Jermaine O'Neal was a beast, but because he had between the years of 2002 to about, I would say, 2007, 2008, Jermaine O'Neal was that guy, man. He was. I think between 2002 to 2005, he was averaging a double double. Um, and then of course I think about around 2005 to about 2008, he was good for about 20, about 9 rebounds. Those stretch of the years, and then. Um, Also, you got to realize in those 6 seasons, he had always averaged around 2.3 blocks per game. So he was good on the defensive end. Jermaine O'Neal was also good. He was also good at making his moves in that, I would say, about that 15 foot range. He knew how to handle the rock within there. Now I'm not going to say that he could handle the rock coast to coast or anything like that, but he had nice little moves. He had that jumper. A lot of people don't know he was ambidextrous, so he could shoot with the right and he could shoot with the left. I don't think people understood that. He could finish with either hand. He would dunk on your ass too, if necessary. Okay. He was a 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. Uh, if it had not been the way, I felt like after the massacre, I call it the massacre. After the Detroit massacre had taken place, I felt like he would have been on his way, well on his way to a Hall of Fame career. What, he learned how to smoke weed? He ain't learning nothing from Kim. My guy, man. Now maybe you ain't even gonna eat except how to curse refs out and get loud and get technical fouls and shit. You ain't gonna learn nothing from them. He gonna learn to snort some lines, you know what I'm saying? Snort some coke a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He be like, look, 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 look. Look, look. God damn it, Jermaine. You snorting it the wrong way. Shit. Motherfucker, didn't I tell you to pass that weed on time? Talking about he gonna learn from Kim. Like, nigga, did you drink my Hennessy? Man, nigga, I should slap you in the back of your motherfucking head. Shit, next thing you know, you're gonna be talking about he learning from Bonzi Wells and shit. That motherfucker, hey, that motherfucker is gangster. You know what I'm saying? Brown Sugar would have loved to been in that locker room. She like, I like it in here. I feel so secure. Hey man, nah, man, he ain't learning nothing, bro. Nah, but Kemp was my guy, though, man. But nah, that's why they called him the Jailblazers. Yeah, that David Stoudemire. Yeah, man, Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse. Yeah, I used to like David Stoudemire, man. Uh, cause David Stoudemire he played for Arizona. Arizona. Nah, but Jermaine O'Neal, man, he had the ability to mix it up, especially in the low post. He had moves. He could finish with either hand or whatever. Now, do you think that Jermaine O'Neal uh, should be a Hall of Famer? I don't. The only reason I say no right now is because he the way his career ended. Nah, but Jermaine O'Neal was that guy. Matter of fact, man, I don't think Jermaine O'Neal gets enough credit for uh, some of his contributions to the game. And what I mean by that is he actually could take his game out, not too beyond the perimeter, but occasionally he was able to step out and stretch the floor out in terms of the post. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts, Brown Sugar. We can't say no like that, Ted. You act like he wasn't well on his way. You got to think about it, Ted. Okay, he was with the Blazers. He came in. You know what I'm saying? Started off a little slow. He started off real slow, and a lot of people don't notice. A lot of people don't realize this. Jermaine O'Neal came straight from high school. Like people forget that Jermaine O'Neal was one of the ones that came straight from high school. It wasn't like he went to college or anything like that. Nah, he came straight from high school. You know what I'm saying? We talk about 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? Then by that time 2002 came, that was his coming out party. He had averaged a double double. Then got better in 2003. Then got better in 2004. Oh 04. That was that year he could have won that MVP. Yeah, 96 draft. But like I said, he was in it took him a couple years. Took him a couple seasons to get acclimated and everything. But 2002 was his coming out party though. All right, I'm gonna talk a little women's college basketball right now. As you know, the rivalry has been heated. Now it got even more heated. Angel Reese has came out and she made a statement. I can understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, at this point in time, baby girl, what you need to do is you need to focus because you really haven't had a a a tremendous season like you did the last season. Okay, let's just call it what it is. But I think the new rankings have came out or whatever, and I think what's it called is number one. South Carolina is number one. LSU number two and Iowa number three. I might be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Just fact check me on that. But Angel Reese has came out. She basically stated that you know I don't. She said she doesn't like where they're at. She said she likes where they're going, but we're not satisfied. Stuff like that. We hungry. I can't quote her exact words. Now the way that old girl had pushed that other girl down though, that right there, man, that lit a fire in LSU. I think that's what they needed to do. Now that girl, for doing that, man, I know I love her, but I don't think her heart is into the game like it used to be. You talking about Angel Reese? Yeah, Angel Reese. Well, yeah, she be on that social media. Um, Sugar Man. This era, this generation, man, that's just a generation. You know what I'm saying? It's a social media game. You know what I mean? And so that's what they're gonna be into. Do I think LSU could win it if they really put their mind to it? But South Carolina is a good team. I love what Don Staley is doing. I noticed she got on a helmet about how they conduct themselves. I noticed she's not having that, but I love this rivalry, and that's what they need. They got to be competitive. I mean, you look. LSU got a bad taste in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? From what happened, um, from well, I mean, South Carolina got a bad taste in their mouth from what happened last season. I should have said that the previous sentence that I was talking about. I meant to say South Carolina had a bad taste of what happened because they didn't end up winning. LSU won it. Okay, she needs to settle down. Nah, she wired up. That's that DMV. You know what I'm saying? That's the DMV. That's that wow. That's the East Coast. So she really do. But that cat out. She not. Yeah. Well, look, man. It. She won last year. You know what I'm saying? They were the champions last year. Okay, they were the champions. She even, hey, she was even taunting Kaylin Clark. But they're not playing. I've already came out with it this year. They weren't playing it because they were ranked at like number 9 at one point. Now we're getting into time now where, okay, all of that stuff that was in the regular season and all of that other stuff. Hey, now this is for the marbles. It's win or go home. I love the game. Period. So no matter who playing or watching, yeah, man. And this is gonna be a good thing though too, Brown Sugar, because during this time, I think more people are gonna be. I think it's gonna be a balance of both men and women's college. Both. I think a lot of viewers are gonna be tuned into both men and women's NCAA in terms of basketball. I think it's gonna be tremendous, man. It's gonna be great. Said Angel Reese is scaring folks with her hair and her attitude. Let them shoot. Let them scare. Hey, look. Now that right there, shoot. They don't want us to be. They don't want us to be ourselves. But guess what? They want to market us. Well, we don't like those thugs. Okay, but guess what gets the sales? You market off of us. You know what I'm saying? We don't like those rap. Well, we don't like rap. We don't like rappers, but you market off of us. You market everything off of us. You know what I mean? Like everything that we do, you market off of us. You copy off of us, you take our style, you do all of that. I only pay attention to college basketball in March. No, I pay attention to it the whole season, man, because The reason why I pay attention the whole entire season, Ted, is because I want to see who the young and up and coming talent is. Some of those guys that are really, really gifted and really good, they might not end up making it to the big dance or whatever. And then next thing you know, they end up going high in the draft, and you be like, "Well, man, who was this guy? Where was he from and stuff?" So, and I think the only person that really like talks college basketball on here. The only two people that I could see that talk college basketball on here is the brother T Price, old head, um, and FYF with Lamont. Okay, and then also Chilltown. I think Chilltown and Players Choice, they talk a lot of college basketball too. Um, but yeah, I like talking high school basketball too. I listen. I want to know about this young generation. I got a son and I got a daughter that's heavily involved in sports. So yeah, I pay attention to it all, man. In the both football and basketball at the college level, at the collegiate level. But I think um, I think for the most part, I think LSU, LSU and South Carolina have a good chance. I think South Carolina though they out for vengeance. But these teams don't like each other, and that's a good thing. They both in the SEC. That's expected. These teams want to win. I watched Brian play my freshman year in high school in Ohio. In my high school versus my high school. Brian was a senior. Oh, okay, okay. So and yeah, that's right. You from Ohio, right, Ted? So like, I don't understand why you're not a LeBron fan. Why you? I thought if anything, you would be a LeBron fan. I thought you to be excited. That's crazy. You from Ohio and you're a Lakers fan. I watched Brian play live. I was 15, now 36. I like Brian. I have Brian jersey. Just give me Kobe all day. Oh, okay, okay. Hey, that's not what you was hollering and you talking about when LeBron was when LeBron was jamming Glorilla and they Nah, man, LeBron. I don't, man. Listen, bro. I don't. I'm not one of the. I'm not gonna be one of them channels, man. That's just always gonna be. Listen, y'all say what y'all want, okay? Y'all say what y'all want, and this goes for everybody. I stand on this right here. Y'all can hate him all y'all want to right now, right? You can hate him, even the ones that love him, right? But as soon as LeBron leaves this game, as soon as he leaves this game, as soon as he retires, a lot of you people that are capitalizing off of his name, like in terms of your channel, and using LeBron for the likes, the clicks, and the views, and all that other stuff, y'all gonna seriously take a hit because as soon as they move, on to another player, y'all are gonna be like, dang, we wish we had something to go. We wish we had somebody to go at. They wanna use LeBron as that guy in terms of him being a villain, so to speak. They did the same thing with Kobe Bryant because a lot of the people that sat up there and they talked about Kobe, a lot of it would be kind of negative, okay? And they of course they did it for Jordan. Just as many people that may have loved Jordan, right? There was just as many people that hated him too. Okay, and a lot of people capitalized off of it. So we gotta take that into account. Everybody's looking at it now like, oh man, I can't wait for this dude to retire. I can't wait for him to go. Blah 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 blah. All this other stuff, right? But then some of y'all are gonna be mad because it's gonna be like, dang, there's nothing to talk about. Even some of the even some of the channels that just base their channel just talking about LeBron 24/7. Like you gotta come on. Are you gonna be able to talk about anything else? So that's me. I, I'll talk about LeBron and everything, but honestly, LeBron has pretty much accomplished enough. He really doesn't need to accomplish anymore. Him right now at this point in time, you're doing it just to add on to your legacy or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, like unless you're, really trying to be on a contending team, which LA, I ain't gonna lie, they starting to come up. They're only a game behind. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, they're only a game behind Dallas. That's the last time I checked. And if Dallas starts to take some slippage, then guess what? They'll be in that eighth spot. LeBron to the 76ers. Hey, if he come over there, shoot, you know what I'm saying? He just come over there, but it's not gonna be it's not gonna put us in a position to win. And then on top of that, you gotta understand this too. As much as everybody like sits up here and they might not like LeBron, they ready for him to retire and all this other stuff. The NBA is still putting their marketing dollars behind LeBron because he generates so much money. You got to think about it. He just hit 2 billion. LeBron just hit 2 billion. So we got to look at it from that standpoint. Um, Everybody's sitting here and they like, oh yeah, well, we ready for this guy to go. He's destroying the league, all this other stuff. And I understand what people are saying, but it's not just LeBron. It's not all LeBron's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna put everything, all of this, how they say the league is watered down and stuff like that. All of that isn't LeBron's fault. It's a combination of several different things. Now, does he take the blame for a lot of the like the super teams and stuff like that? Yeah, him and Durant. Yeah, Curry, man, he's 35, but he's not as old as LeBron is. Curry still got some juice in the tank, and Curry won a championship a season ago. You know what I'm saying? So he's won in the last couple of years. And even with LeBron, yeah, LeBron won in 2020. Bubble ring or not, Ted, he still won. Yeah, 30. Yeah, 36. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he just had a birthday. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, 36. But he's still younger than LeBron. You know, hey, Ted, ain't you like 36 or something like that? Oh, you thought he was older? Nah, Curry don't even look old though. He don't look old. Yeah, man. Yeah, so I mean, y'all say what y'all want about the man, you know what I'm saying? People are still they're gonna try to, uh market off of this dude. You're not gonna be able. He's not gonna be. Yeah, he might be relevant in another sense of okay. You know how like they talk about Jordan. They still talk about Jordan to this day and everything like that. To this day, you know what I'm saying. To this day, they still talking about Jordan. It might be something to that effect or whatever, but for the most part, he's not gonna be in terms of a basketball sense. And him being gone, everybody trying to move on from that era now. We're getting ready to go into a whole entire different phase of basketball, and I think it's going to change for the good. I like a guy like Wembyama. You know what I'm saying? I like a guy like Anthony Edwards. Ja Morant. It's time for them guys to start taking over the league. LeBron has had his time. You know, he's had his time. His time is coming to a close. I'm tired of 43. That's crazy. Trey Young was an infant. Yeah, he said. Oh, you think Curry look old? Oh, okay. Damn. I thought he was considered a babyface assassin. Yeah, man, but I don't know. I'm be looking at all that age shit. Oh man, he's 40 and I don't be looking at all that stuff, man. He's an OG. Hey man, shit, whatever age you is, you is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You can't do nothing. Look, are you here though? You know what I'm saying? Are you above the surface? Can you walk? Can you talk? Can you eat? Can you drink? Can you get on the pot and you know what I'm saying? Can you get up in the morning? Can you brush your teeth? Can you have activity in your limbs when you wake up? You know what I'm saying? Can you get up the stairs? You know what I'm saying? Can you sit down? Can you get up off the couch? Can you reach up? You know what I'm saying? Can you bend down? Can you squat? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Can you do any of that stuff? If you can, then shit. You know what I'm saying? That age shit don't mean nothing. Like with the whole thing with the age thing with LeBron. Listen, Kareem was what in his late 30s, I think 38. Still winning and stuff like that. So I'm not looking at it a standpoint from okay 39. Oh he's 39, he need to go and stuff like that. Nigga, if you're competitive though, if you like in the one or two, then I'd be like okay, well damn, at least they're a competitor. They're being competitive and they're a contender. But nigga, if I know they one year removed from making it to the Western Conference Finals, but you got to think about what happened in the previous season before that. You know what I'm saying? Then the season before that. I mean, okay, yeah, y'all got swept. You understand? But like, okay, yeah, you got a championship in 2020, but some people don't even count that bubble. You said Bron 39. You said how old are you? Shit, I'm 41. 41. Yeah, but I don't be looking at that stuff. Oh yeah, I'm this age. Oh my God, she's 50, she's 60 or whatever. Look, I know some people, man, that are in their 50s. They still move good. And I'm gonna tell you something like this though, Chad and Brown Sugar. There's a lot of people who you would consider like in their 50s, in their 60s, things of that nature, whatever. They move just as good as some 20-year-olds and stuff like that. Because you got to look at the time period that we live in. We live in a very lazy society now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people that all they doing is they on their computer, they doing this and they doing that stuff like that, man. Shit, I tell my kids to get outside, man. I was the outside kid. Yeah, but I would like to just see him, just be competitive. And listen, if you're not gonna be the same, listen, you're not gonna be the same as you was when you were 29. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be the same as you was when you were 19. You know what I'm saying? But be more of a mentor. If you're not if y'all are not like within fourth place or third place or something like that, then okay, start being a mentor to some of these guys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Start helping them because you know that the end is near. Okay, and I think LeBron would be naive to think so. Now we can talk about all that steroid stuff and all that other stuff. I'm not gonna touch on it, man. As soon as I see something, when they hits the court and everything like that, then okay, then we can have a conversation about that, man. But until then, man, I ain't gonna talk about that. It ain't nothing but speculation and that sort of thing. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I try my best not to feed into any of that stuff. You know. But people can always sit up here. They could talk about, oh yeah, well, he was taking Balco and he was doing this and he was doing that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I ain't got no problem with it. If you were if you were so great on all these roids that you were shooting up in your body and all this other stuff, then okay, why you ain't getting all these championships? You know what I'm saying? Why ain't you A1 perfect? The only thing that it's probably doing is just making you last a little bit longer. And really, that's not really doing anything because he's not exempt from injury. You know what I'm saying? He still got that. I guess what they talk about the ankle injury. Some people feel like it's fake. Some people feel like it's real. You know what I'm saying? We'll never know. We have no. I love playing outside, but I also love. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I did both of them. You said we have no other choice but to play outside because if we come in, we have to stay. Yeah, Jordan passed the torch to Kobe. Yeah, I mean, look, man, you got to pass the torch. I mean, Mayweather was still out there fighting and stuff like that but see, the thing with Mayweather is that Mayweather was unblemished, man. He didn't lose no fights. Now I know it's a lot of people that's they're gonna try to argue down all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He chose his own fights and all this other stuff. He was a defensive fighter toward the end of his career. He ran and all this other stuff, but he still got in there and he still fought and 50 people tried and 50 people failed. Okay. And that was at an older age. But yeah, yo, getting ready to roll out. Uh, be good kicking it with y'all. I want y'all to like this video, share, subscribe, hit the notifications so that you are notified. Until then, it's straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I will get at you later.